started Men Creating Peace, we wanted a different type of program. There's a unique style that we have about bringing the person's awareness up of the behavior and the impact of their behavior. We have a nurturing and compassionate way of working with the men, but we also have a way of holding the men accountable and using the class to hold the men accountable. So the peers are holding each other accountable.
In the time that I worked with Men Creating Peace, it is a safe space for the men to talk about the abuse they've perpetrated. They're held accountable without judgment. And that is one of the reasons why this program is so important, because you can hold someone accountable without finger pointing or shaming them or guilt tripping them into getting the help they need.
Guys are like, yeah, you're holding me accountable, but I sense that you're holding me accountable from a place of genuinely caring about me versus just being another hammer that's been in my life. And so to have a compassionate piece to the program lends to guys being more receptive to the information. How do you work with me in a truly transformative way where you embrace all that I am?
This is a batterer's intervention program teaching people who harm how not to harm, making a difference and changing our thoughts, words, and behaviors.
On the first evening, we ask the men to tell their story, and then we share with them in a very nurturing setting what they could use that first night to make some changes in their life.
If you are offering support to someone, avoid judging them, because when you avoid judging, it really allows them space to ask for the support that they need.
The Men Creating Peace program is a year-long program, and it starts early on with addressing the behavior, the abusive behavior. We talk about the different forms of abuse, and then we also talk about strategies and solutions to change that abuse. What can the man do to change his behavior? What are ways that we can learn as men to nurture ourselves and to de-stress? A lot of abusive behaviors happens because of stress, because of the stress that society puts on us, because of the stress that I put on myself, because of the stress I have in my families and working and trying to provide. It's very difficult for a man to talk about or be vulnerable about some of the things that he's struggling with or he's dealing with that are causing him stress. And one of the things that Men Creating Peace allows is men to talk about it in a forum where other men can give influence and give impact and talk about their strategies and solutions that are working for them and invite them to explore other options to deal with their stress.
You will never change your behavior unless you change what you believe, because our beliefs govern our behavior. And so there are so many beliefs that need to be addressed around superiority, patriarchy, racism, all of these different things that is very important for people to hear.
You'll want to work on both sides of the fence with both the people that cause harm as well as the survivors. It is just as imperative on both ends in the trenches to help people to understand this isn't the way we're supposed to be. We have words that we can express our emotions with instead of our hands. We can become better people with education and with knowledge and with practice.
Many of them have never had a relationship with themselves. It's always been like an image or what they thought that society wanted them to be, and how to take that image away and put that aside and really get to know their true self, their authentic self.
The curriculum that Men Creating Peace actually presents, it works. It's making an impact. It's making a change. It's not just an anger management class.
Living a nonviolent life. And when we talk about not being violent, we're not just talking about physical violence, but we're talking about every form of violence.
The work that they do is very client-centered and focused around solutions so they can be better participants in their community.
With Men Creating Peace, we've created an environment, we've created a space where men can come and tell their stories and not feel shamed and not feel judged and not feel criticized. And there's forgiveness and there's support and there's camaraderie, and there's empathy and compassion that we create in these classrooms. And then they're able to take what they're learning from the class back to their families or back to their workplaces or back to their communities.